So I got my undergraduate degree from India, and that's in metallurgical and materials engineering, and that is back in 2015. So then the first I came to the US for the master's. I got my master's in 2017, and that was in experimental material science. So then I pursued my PhD, and that was in computation material science, which I got in 2022. So basically, for the past few years, I've been working in the national lab ecosystem, first as an intern. So then I joined a different lab as a postdoc. Spent just a bit over 1 year there as a postdoc, and I worked in a slightly different field as compared to my PhD. And so my intent with my postdoc was to get some research experience in a different field, which I thought, or which I think is maybe a bit more closely aligned to the industries I want to join in the future a bit eventually. And then, so after my postdoc, I joined my current role as a computation materials scientist. And so that's with, I mean, I'm working with a company, but then I'm working as a contractor to a US national lab. So that's the National Energy Technology Laboratory. And so the area or the application right now, so that is so the area of high energy alloys and basically allows for high temperature. And that is sort of very close to what I did for my PhD. But my postdoc was in the field of batteries and for basically for energy storage, say for solid state batteries. And so I just made a small pivot. So right now, I mean, that's a, so I enjoy my research work within the national lab ecosystem, which is a very fun. But long time I was also looking at roles in industry, which again, so first I will start off being industrial R&D, but then I just also wanted to explore some other areas. I mean, say batteries, for example, which is why I sort of joined my postdoc. But then at that time, due to some constraints regarding my visa and also regarding the permanent roles at national labs, I was looking to find a permanent role. So that's why I sort of as a, then I completed my postdoc and then I joined my current role. And right now, just I have two sort of two main questions. There's one regarding so first of mobility. So since I've already spent some time within the US national lab ecosystem, I just want to know if I spend a few more years in this track, so will it negatively impact move to industry in the future, or is this experience also counted as useful for industry? Again, I'm talking about industrial R&D, which is which is going to be similar to my current and my previous R&D experiences. The second question was regarding the stability, because I see on LinkedIn that a lot of jobs are prone to layoffs and basically recently. So, and what I could assess myself is that in within the national lab ecosystem, you are working, say, so with government funded projects. So and please correct me if I'm wrong, but what I could gather is, I mean, that this role might provide more stability as compared to industry, but I might be misinformed. So I'd just like to get your perspective first on mo first on mobility and
Mm.
second on stability in the national lab vis-a-vis the industries. That's a brief assessment.
What's your visa status right now?
I'm on F1 OPT. Yeah, I'm on F1 OPT.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that is, I mean, I could, I mean, so my current employer will, will support the work visa application. And
But
so,
what I'm trying to tell you is that is the biggest problem.
yes, and that is something am, I am self-aware of, which is, yeah, but then,
What you did for that? What you
so,
did you do anything to figure it out? How to tackle that problem?
right, so my current employer, they, for, for the support of both types of H1B, basically, the H1B lottery and also the H1B cap exempt because they're a federal contractor.
No, what I'm saying, why didn't you apply for green card on your own?
Yeah, I think I need to strengthen my credentials more to qualify based on my
Did
own
you speak
assessment.
did you speak to a lawyer?
not lawyer, but just my colleagues in my PhD and my postdoc who are like in a similar track. I have not spoken to a lawyer yet, but just based on what it is on my personal
How
opinions.
long you have been doing postdoc?
So, I mean, I started like in August of 22 and I finished in October of 23. And I joined in November in my current role as a computation research, as a computational material scientist uh, with the company.
Is it a postdoc?
No, it's a it's a research scientist role. It's called computational material scientist.
What
So
company?
it's called LIDOS,
So
LEIDOS,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I work with NETL, so that's the National Energy Technology Laboratory. So I work with NETL for projects. Yeah, but I'm employed by
Where your paycheck comes from? NETL or Leidos?
full LIDOS.
No, no, the paycheck says Leidos or it says NETL.
Oh, no, it's from LIDOS. So NETL,
And
they have a contract with LIDOS, but yeah, but we are paid by LIDOS at the end.
so your paycheck says Leidos, not NETL.
Yes, correct.
So you're getting paid directly by Leidos, and they are not sponsoring any visa.
But they are, they will be applying for the, firstly for the H1B lottery. No, but then what they told us, I mean, in case that doesn't go through, they can also sponsor for the cap exempt for the academic actually. But then, but yeah, but I mean, that was the sort of, well, that's the package. So first they would sponsor, say this March they are going to sponsor or they are going to apply for the lottery.
So
And so
so
once
what
all my lotteries are
so so
acknowledged, then
what's your question here then?
oh no,
I didn't
right. So
understand then. What's the question here? You were already working, and the company is gonna apply for the H1. So what's the question?
no, so right. I mean, I'm still working. It's still within so still within the US national lab ecosystem, and
But
I
you work
but
for Leidos, right?
yes, but then right, but since LiDAR, since they are a federal contractor, so basically the contract with NETL that runs for the next 5 years, and after which either the employee they could move to NETL on the other side, or they could switch
Actually,
back
I'm confused. You are an employee of Leidos or you're an employee of NETL?
employee of LiDAR. So I was hired by LiDAR.
So what it has NETL do with anything then?
No, so yeah, so what I was told is
I mean, you
this.
can work for a project for NETL, that's fine. But what it has to do with NETL?
No, so the LiDAR's contract with NETL that runs for the next 5 years. And after the
Okay.
end of 5 years, so the employers will have the following choices. So number one, if you want to stay in the same project, but you move on to the next contract. I mean, say for example, say that could
But that happens in every company.
no, but then if you want to be within LiDARs, then you have to look for a new role. You have to apply again for a new role and go through the recruitment. Or if you want to be
So
in the same
you are
project,
saying,
so you can,
are you a full-time employee for Leidos?
yes, correct.
So when this contracts end, you have to find another contract. Is that what you're saying?
You have to find your to apply for a new role within LiDARs and so go through the recruitment process again.
And let me ask you, when you get your paycheck, they deduct your 401k and everything or no?
Yes.
I mean, I still don't understand the question here. You are an employee for Leidos, and everyone works for a contract. If that contract's end, you move to another one. That's the nature of work in any company. And what you are saying that your contract is for only for this particular thing, and you are done after that, and you have to find another job.
Or you can find a role within NETL and just be employed by NETL directly. But of course, I think, but that comes with more citizenship. Well, that that's with more constraints, so it might or might not work out. Or within
I
Lidos, I can
mean,
find.
one thing you can do when Leidos finds your H1, you can always apply for another job and move your H1.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I just wanted to just to get some. Yeah, okay, I think
I
that.
mean, I still am not confused about your contract, but there are a couple of things that you can do. One is you can keep applying right now and say somebody use your STEM OPT and gives you a job. That's the one thing. But your choices are limited, to be honest with you, because you don't have green card.
Yes,
Then
at the moment I don't.
right. So number two is once Leidos files H1, you can always you take that H1 and go to another company. Unless until it's a research H1B visa, which I don't think that the case should be because you're saying they're gonna file in March.
This time, yes, but yeah, but in the future, but depending on the outcome of of this application, they do have the capability to sponsor the gap exempt.
Yeah, but that NETL has to do that. They cannot do. They are industry, and you then your H1 you will be employee for NETL.
Okay, okay,
I mean, when I was in Hopkins or Oak Ridge, that's what it was, exempt. But it was filed by Oak Ridge. Industry cannot file your exempt visa.
I see. So I mean, so in this case, I mean, so for example, there's also the other companies. I mean, say like Lockheed Martin, for example, but do because
U.S. citizen only. All the
okay,
contract defense contractors, most of them require citizenship. I'm a U.S. citizen. That's why I'm saying I'm not
okay,
a I am not in H1 or I don't have green card. That I did that when I was in Oak Ridge. My green card.
okay.
The only reason I was able to get the job is because I became a US citizen first. That's why I'm trying to tell you, you have all the credentials, but the problem is not there. Problem is you need to get your green card, and I don't know why you are waiting for so long.
No, I felt that I'm maybe not
I mean, you
not
can't say to check with a lawyer because let me tell you, you can publish 100 papers, it has no meaning. करोगे क्या उस पेपर का यार? कितने पेपर छापोगे? Your life is gonna get stuck.
is it can or can I as an individual go and consult with a
That's what I
consult?
did. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Check out your application. As an individual, you can find EB1A. A lot of my friends did it. And I don't know why it's stopping you. You have a PhD, you have papers, you have everything. Figure it out.
Okay, so that's
I will tell you one thing. You can run here and there. Your life will be miserable. You're gonna go. You have all the credentials to do it. I don't know why what you're waiting for. By the time this time you should be ready. I think you should be ready to say, let me check out my application. If I am not, then let me figure it out. What's the other way to do it? Or how should I do it? That should be your first concern, number one. And to be honest with you, I'm still don't understand the Leidos contract. That confuses me. Never heard of it.
okay. That's fine. I will just take that back. I will maybe yeah. I will not. I
But
will
what
better
I'm
not.
trying to tell you is, first thing you should do is go and talk to a lawyer and say, can I file EB1A? Do it as soon as possible. Your life will be easier. You have all everything, a lot of hard work there. It's gonna go waste otherwise.
Okay, I will be better.
Don't wait. You work smartly a little bit. I will tell you, if I would have not done that, I would not be here. And I think your credentials are much better than mine. And they're gonna go to waste. Do the right thing. And right thing for you right now is you have done everything. You have degrees from best universities. Everything is there. You have published papers. The only thing that is most critical, vital, is missing is your green card. Once you have that, I will tell you, avenues will open, a lot of them, because you are not a master's or bachelor's that you can do any shitty job, or nobody's going to hire you to do that. You're specialized at some areas, and those areas are required by companies like Lockheed or anyone, but they can't hire you. I'm wondering how Lidos can do the H-1B visa. I'm not sure about that, but I will take your words, because all the defense contractors, they don't do that. They need green card or they need H1. Otherwise, they will ask you to go to NETL and get whatever they can. That's
Yeah,
what they
so
probably,
what
that's
what
what they will
happened?
do.
I see. I see. What happened here is I think I just spoke to one other college senior of mine who was also with NETL. So what he said is, I mean, when NETL cannot or can't directly hire say foreign nationals, that is why they go through LIDARs. That is what he said.
NETL can do your cap exempt visa. That's it. Nothing else.
Okay, then yeah,
And that's what I'm assuming you will end up, which is
okay.
fine. But work on your green card. Otherwise, you will be in this vicious cycle for another. I think in my opinion, you are fine. All you have to do is probably get a little bit more stability. Talk to a lawyer, see what is missing in my CV, with where I cannot file my EB1A. Work on it and file it, and that is the only way you will be moving on, unless and until, because you know what happens if you trying to find a job in industry. There is a cycle, right? Only time this time you can file H1, this time you can, so you have a window to find a job. If you can't,
That's correct.
you're done. That's the problem. But green card allows you to throw out, just like your STEM OPT. You can do whatever you want.
But if I may just ask you one more question, but there's also this again. I mean, but I heard it from a couple of friends who said that the employers also sponsor the O visa, which is and it's not the same as H1. That it's without
No, you
a lot.
you can do
What is
that
there?
too. O1 visa. I have a couple of friends who did that when their H1 didn't work. But
Okay,
again, I am not sure. I may be wrong, but any defense contractor like Lidos or anyone won't do that. They need green card.
okay,
Otherwise, I don't know what you will be doing. I think they will be giving you some contract work from NETL, and that's where you will be getting most of the stuff. Lidos will be like the subcontractor, and then for NETL, and probably you will be working sitting in NETL and doing the work, not at Lidos like a full-time employee should do. That's what I'm saying. I'm confused by what you just told me.
okay. I will take it back and I'll
Yeah,
work on it. Okay,
but I think that's what you should do, my friend Aditya. That's the number one thing. Talk to a lawyer. Try to say how you can get your green card. I'm glad you have a job and you are getting paid, and it looks like you will be fine for a couple of years, but that's not a stability. The stability will come for some other reason, and I told you that H1B cycle is very vicious cycle. You have to find a job at the right time. That's the window. Can't find it, you're done.
okay.
So,
I
I mean, and you looks like you will be utilizing your STEM OPT, all of it, pretty soon.
soon. Yeah.
So you don't have that much time to. Otherwise,
I
people usually use their STEM OPT to find a job in an industry where somebody can sponsor their H1, and not a company like Lidos, which I don't think they can. They can, but they don't do, unless until they have some project which is, I don't know. Because I had friends who work for Air Force Base. They worked on H1, but they were working for some other company, and then they were not employee for Air Force. They you can't be, even for if you have a green card, you need to be a citizen. So
okay. I will
so
look
so
into
you
it.
would be a subcontractor for a subcontractor. That's how it's gonna be.
Okay, then I will work
Yeah.
towards.
My advice to you is talk to a lawyer, figure it out. How do you put things together? Try to get your green card as soon as possible, in a couple of 1 year or whatever. See where you are in your application, what is missing, what is not. And as I said, that's what I did. And I was just missing the boat. Otherwise, I have to go to India. That window was very short for me. And I don't want you to do the same mistake. And a lot of my friends, a lot of my friends have got EB1A,
Okay, I
not
have
just,
to.
yeah. Your PhD should be a good tool to do that. So try to, because that once you start doing that, it takes time. You have to collect all the recommendations. You have to do this, that. It's a freaking lengthy process, man. Headache.
Yeah, I have. Okay,
Yeah.
I will. I'll figure out how
Okay.
to consolidate it.
Any more
Thank you.
question? Okay. Cool. Nice talking to you, man. Bye.
Yeah, okay.